What is the life insurance and how do you use it? Life insurance? Is this bitch planning on killing me?
Someone call the police quickly, because Angela's just cracked open a case that she believes involves international organised crime, with her husband as the kingpin.
Oh, that's a bunch of money. Michael's involved in a money ring. He's running a goddamn whore ring.
What the hell has Michael got himself into? This really doesn't look good, and the deeper that Angela digs into his phone, the worse it seems to get.
I also uploaded tax return 2022 for Angela.
They know my personal business. Do you understand what he's done? I am so confused.
Now, before we dive into what Angela's investigation has uncovered, let's start at the beginning. So, the last we saw the pair, Michael was made to sleep on the couch after Angela discovered he'd lied about his visa being transferred to the Ivory Coast by the government. It wasn't the government who transferred it, Michael chose to transfer it. And now, Angela's on high alert. She's super suspicious of him. So the first thing she wants to know is why on earth Michael said to her that she could leave the Ivory Coast while he waited alone for the decision from the interview he just had.
I get your point, okay?
Do you see a problem there? You do you see a problem there?
I know I was at fault yesterday and I apologize for saying that to you.
Now, Michael tells Angela that the reason he said that she could go home is because he isn't sure how long the decision will take. He knows that she's not comfortable in the Ivory Coast, he says. But hold on a second, something doesn't add up. Didn't Michael previously say that the immigration official told him it would take up to 2 weeks?
They said they will contact me. It might be 1 week or 2 weeks from now. It is their protocol, okay? The time frame wasn't stated.
So why would you say 2 weeks if it wasn't stated? You just came to me and said it could take 2 weeks. She didn't tell you that.
Michael's repeatedly getting caught out, telling little white lies. He seems to just fill in gaps in his story with whatever he thinks Angela wants to hear. Now, you can understand why he does this. When you're with someone as volatile as Angela, someone who's likely to explode at anything, he wants to keep the peace. But what he's yet to learn is when those lies inevitably catch up with him, they just make him look even worse. So if the immigration official didn't say 2 weeks, where on earth did you pluck that number from? Angela asks. And it's at this point that Michael reveals that 2 weeks is an estimate based on a number of social media groups he's a part of.
You're lying. I'm catching you in lies after lies. It's sickening.
Angie.
Matter of fact, let me see your phone. Let me see your phone.
Checking her husband's phone just shows how little trust Angela has in him. But that's hardly new news. We've already known that from the very start, haven't we? Like, Angela controls every single part of Michael's life, from his friends right through to whether or not he's allowed on social media. So the fact that he's part of these, quote, visa journey groups without her knowledge just isn't gonna fly with Angela. And as she scrolls, Angela discovers a very suspicious looking WhatsApp group chat.
What is this with all these checks?
That is...
Wait, December, Michael. 30,000 K contributions. What is this?
This sounds and looks quite bad, I know it does, but Michael tries to explain that it's just an informal type of piggy bank system that's apparently quite popular in Nigeria. Someone who's looking to save money for a rainy day will apparently send lump sums of money to another person who'll hold it for them, effectively like a bank account. Now, does this sound very sketchy? Does it sound very ill-advised? Well, yes, it does. But on this occasion at least, does it appear as though Michael's telling the truth? Yes. Actually, yes, this time I think he is.
You know what all this sounds to me? I'm just telling you. Like you got a piggy bank, so you know how to get this money when you get over there and you got enough money in case I kick you out. You got,
I can't use it over there.
This type of arrangement, Michael says, is commonplace not only in Nigeria, but all across the African continent. Angela just doesn't understand. She doesn't understand our culture and our customs, so that's why I never told her. But for as plausible as that might sound, it also looks like Michael might be trying to organise things, have a backup plan, just in case he needs that money, in case things go south. Perhaps when he makes it to the States. He's investing in a safety net, which isn't a bad thing, but things get a lot worse, a lot more incriminating, when Angela discovers he's also part of a WhatsApp group called the Paradise Men.
These are people that we are in the same visa journey together.
No, you're a Paradise Man, group administrator. You're the group administrator?
Oh, Michael. Oh, mate. Look, watch any of my past videos and it's no surprise, it's no shock to learn that I'm anti-Angela. But even I am going to have a tough time defending Michael today. This really doesn't look good by Michael. Now, as ever, his response is to deny. But that's a tall order when the truth is there in black and white for all to see. He's the administrator of the group called Paradise Men. And Angela's immediate reaction is to assume it's a scammers group. A group for men to get together to defraud women. American women. But of course, Michael disputes this.
I help people as well. People will bring information together. This is how we know.
You have no goddamn business helping me, you mother.
Now, given that Angela hardly lets Michael speak on a good day, let alone when she's already suspicious of him, it's inevitable that before long, the pair just begin to shout over the top of each other. They're causing quite the scene. Michael desperately tries to defend himself by saying the group is merely an information sharing platform. But Angela, well, she's seen all she needs to see. She's convinced that, in her words, Michael has humiliated her again.
Calm down, let me
Nigeria all the way to here to be made a fool of again. There is some scamming going on. He's been secretly depositing money into a piggy bank account.
Again, let me just be the first to say, this does not look good for Michael right now. He's coming across as very shady. And Angela goes on to say that now, based on this new evidence she's discovered, she's gonna go back to the hotel and immediately contact an immigration attorney. She wants to get an unbiased third-party opinion about whether or not she should stay in this relationship. But little does she realise there's much, much more incriminating stuff that she's yet to find.
If she says you need to get the out, I'm out. Tonight. Do you understand me? I'm not as dumb as you think.
I'm not as dumb as you think, she says. But, Angela, you're hardly the sharpest tool in the box either, are you? Sorry, but to be in this position after 7 years is just dumb. Like, if Michael has been scamming her, if for 7 years he's been playing the long, calculated game, then why's it taken her so long to work that out? Why hasn't she left him sooner? Because heaven knows she's been accusing him of being a scammer for as long as we've known the pair of them. So where does the truth lie? What's Michael's explanation for being the admin of the Paradise Men group?
Angela won't give me a chance to explain myself. The reason why it's called the Paradise Men Group is because, you are going to the US, land of free,
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's exactly better than what Angela was just suggesting. There's still a lot of inherent scammer vibes that exist. But with that, Angela is done with Michael for today. She commandeers his phone, telling him that his phone is now hers, and stomps off back to the taxi to go back to her hotel. But not before she takes the opportunity to show the local Ivory Coast geese who's boss.
You got caught. Ow. I like to knock myself out.
Angie,
We fight every goddamn day. We don't belong together. Move, ducks. I used to be scared of you. Now I'm pissed. Move the up.
And just like that, history repeats itself. It's another day of the locals being treated to the spectacle of Michael chasing after this older white lady. He pathetically paws at the car windows as she drives away. This is tough to watch because it's so clear how desperate Michael is. Like 7 long years of his hard work are now just circling round the drain. It might all now be worth nothing unless he can convince Angela to change her mind.
He's scaring a goddamn champ, man. But now I got his goddamn phone. He's the sneakiest snake I've ever seen.
Now, as ever, in the back of the cab, Angela continues to rile herself up. By the time she gets to the hotel, she's at level 100. She's gone through every single thing on his phone with a fine tooth comb, she says. And let me just warn you now, what she's discovered is gonna send her into a frenzy.
There's 100, 200 people in this chat. All these men, you see what I'm saying? He connected with Nigerians that's got American women. And he's the administrator of this mother.
Within the group are lots of discussions by Nigerian men talking about how to get their American visa. There's seemingly a lot of incriminating evidence. Like one post is a photo of an American woman with the caption saying she's looking for a husband. Now, just a reminder, Michael is the admin of this group. It certainly looks very shady, and it's about to get a whole lot worse.
What is this? Look at this. That's a bunch of money. Michael's involved in a money ring. That's a bunch of money.
Angela begins to connect the dots. Now, rightly or wrongly, we don't know for sure, but she jumps to the conclusion that Michael's charging people to be in this group. That's how he's been earning the money to squirrel away through his piggy bank system, she says. But that isn't even the worst of it.
What is the life insurance and how do you use it? Life insurance? Is this bitch planning on killing me?
There are conversations taking place where people are discussing how to access life insurance money from their older American wives. Yeah, that's fucked up, super fucked up. And Angela needs to take a seat after that blow. Now, just to clarify, we're not told that it's Michael himself specifically taking part in that discussion, but he certainly doesn't seem to have any qualms about sharing very sensitive personal information about Angela on the group.
I also uploaded the tax return 2022 with Angela.
They know my personal business! Do you understand what he's done?
This is truly insane, but it is kind of hilarious. Like, isn't it funny how Angela has a much more dramatic reaction to her 2022 tax returns being made public than she does to the fact her husband is part of a group where they're talking about how to secure money after death. Yeah, I mean, talk about priorities. Now, you might think that having just seen all of this, Angela would now have everything she could possibly need to walk away, to end things here and now. But for some inexplicable reason, she doesn't. It's as if she's fearing the worst, but also struggling to accept it as reality.
How do I protect myself? I need to find somebody that don't know neither one of us that can tell me facts.
So, despite the fact she's already suspicious, despite everything she's just discovered on his phone, Angela still needs a third party to tell her that the relationship isn't real. I guess after 7 years, it's a very hard pill to swallow. Even in spite of all of the mounting evidence, she doesn't want to believe it might be true. That has got to be literally the only explanation for why, as we now know, she still proceeded to bring Michael to the States. So at that point, with everything in mind, it's very hard to have any sympathy for her, isn't it? Yeah, I'll say it again. She's definitely not the sharpest tool in the box.